Hi, my name is Iga and you're watching Pixie in the Notes. Today I'm coming with a list of fragrances that are marketed for men, but that I love wearing myself as a female. If you're interested, then keep on watching. I know this might be a popular opinion, but the more I'm trying to convince myself, no, fragrances have no gender, is more lying to myself. But it has nothing to do what is on the label, mind you. It's just how you associate a fragrance. So it has nothing to do with marketing, okay? So today's list are fragrances that have man in the name or that you will find in a masculine section in the perfumery. And one thing, this will be like a pretty long introduction, but my observation, like a very sad observation, is that if you follow this, these are fragrances for women in perfumery and these are for men, and you are looking for something more deep, rich and interesting, and you only go to the feminine section these days, you will end up smelling like a caramel or candy or fruit. I think very often if you go to the other side, to the masculine section, you have a big chance of finding something more interesting with a twist. First, I would like to talk about Bulgari Man in Black. And that was actually the first fragrance I sniffed in perfumery years and years ago. That was an eye-opener for me, and that was like my gateway to understanding that what is on the bottle, what is in the name, doesn't have to mean that this is just like a rule or a law. You can break it, because when I sniffed Man in Black, I was like, wow, I could totally wear it. It's amazing. So Man in Black is very often compared to Spice Bomb, and I can kind of see why. It's a beautiful mix of spicy tobacco. There is some fruitiness, dark fruitiness, and a little bit of that rum aromatic booziness, but this is not like a booziness. It's more like the aroma of rum. Man in Black is a fragrance that I find extremely sexy and alluring, both on the opposite sex, on a man, but also when I wear it. It makes me feel like a total badass. It has this rock and roll glamour to it. It's like a rock star. Another one is Declaration by Cartier, and technically it's not, when you look at Fragrantica, I think it won't be described as a masculine scent, but if you want to find it, you have to go to the masculine section, so that's why it's here. And oh boy, this is like, it has one of the most beautiful, bright, sparkling, effervescent openings, citrus opening. So here the citrus is mixed with spices, but mainly those spices are not dark. This is cardamom, some ginger and coriander. So they also have this kind of bright citrusy quality. So, and a shitload of ISO super that I think is the ultimate selling point for me. So all of this is on this bed of like this beautiful, very translucent woodsiness. It's an ultimate mood lifter, a very bright, transparent scent that I love wearing in the springtime, summertime. basically any time, but mostly when it's warm and nice. Definitely check it out. It's really, really amazing. Another one I don't have a bottle of, and this is age 24. I don't know why I'm showing the sample, but this is aged 24 by MS. This is like a fairly new release. I recorded a separate first impressions video about this, so if you're interested in more detail, then check it out. This leans slightly masculine, but it doesn't have that very masculine punch. I can pull it off very, very easily. It has this nice green herbal feel to it, but the most interesting part about it is that it really has that steamy effect. So it's almost like a heated iron sliding over white linen and producing vapor. Aromatic steam. It's a beautiful everyday scent, office friendly, hot weather friendly, and I think for a female it gives a little bit of that twist and interest when a female wears it. Another beautiful fragrance from the masculine section is Egoist by Chanel. I don't have a bottle, but at some point it will join my collection. This has been on the market since 1990, and I think it hasn't lost any of its power and up-to-dateness, if there is a word existing like this. Anyway, this I sniffed this blindly, and weirdly enough I don't have any associations with any men in my life. When I was growing up, no one smelled like this. So when I sniffed it blindly, I was blown. For me, it was mainly a scent centered around beautiful, creamy sandalwood with rose, spices, and tobacco. So it's aromatic, deep, and luscious, and almost velvety. I don't know why, but velvety, it's smooth, it's beautiful. For me, it doesn't have a very distinct masculine vibe. And when I watched a commercial for Egoist, I was like, no, it's not like the man that women love to hate. It doesn't have that vibe for me at all. But I absolutely love it. And last but certainly not least, from the masculine section is Tom Ford Noir Extreme, but I do own the feminine version of it, which is Tom Ford Noir Pour Femme, and to my nose the differences between the two are minute. I do prefer the extreme version though, but so when my bottle is done, I will get the extreme version as a replacement. And oh my god, I absolutely love this fragrance. And out of all these fragrances, this has a very strong feminine energy to me. Here, this fragrance has this very lush, fleshy texture. It's very complex, it's very rich and dark. It has this slight ashiness to it, so I think it comes from labdanum that is in the amber accord here. And there is some dark fruit some kind of plum or maybe cherry. And this is all, oh, and there's almost something chocolatey about it. Almost like cocoa. For me, it's a fragrance that makes me feel like an adult. It makes me feel like a woman, okay? I don't know why. Maybe I have some association from my childhood, but it smells like a power woman from the 90s. I see some shoulder pads on. I see some confidence. This woman doesn't, she doesn't care what you think about her, but she's so cool. And whenever I wear this fragrance, I have this, I know it will be like random, but I have this song in my head. This is a cover by Ariana Grande, I know, of a song Dangerous Woman, performed by Anne-Marie. I'm gonna link it below and listen to it. This is what this fragrance makes me feel. You make me feel like a dangerous woman, Tom. You do. Okay, so these were the designers. Now let's get into niche. So first niche I'm gonna mention is Amouage Sunshine Man. And this is a scent that is mainly about 3 ingredients. It's vanilla, lavender and tonka. And because lavender and tonka are typically the ingredients that are used in masculine scents, it does have slightly masculine vibe. It smells kind of mature. So I picture this a very jolly, kind of mature gentleman strolling in his linen clothes somewhere in Provence among lavender fields and sunflowers in the setting sun. It has this sunny warmth to it. The name is perfect. But there is also something smoky about it. Once I wore it to work, I don't know, this is not a thing in favor of this fragrance, but once I went to work and a colleague came into the room and he said, something smells of burning cables here. And I was like, this must be me. I don't know if that was it, but I assume it was, because it does have something smoky and dusty about it. But I really love it. It's kind of addictive. Another one is CDG 2 Man. And this one is, some people say that it smells like a snuffed candle. And I can kind of see that, but not entirely. So I think the bottle is very evocative of the fragrance, because it has that kind of browny, beigey, sandy color to it. There are aldehydes, but here aldehydes for me give this very sparkling, effervescent feel, but here it's mostly they give this waxiness. So I wouldn't say snuffed candle, but a candle, the wax from the candle. And there's also incense, but incense here is gives the brightness and rather this the effervescence and airiness, not airiness, but kind of like translucent feel comes from, I don't know if there is ISO super, but I assume there is. So it has this kind of molecular character. There are some spices, resins, but basically it's like this nice woodsy, waxy, sandy fragrance. A really, really beautiful perfume. Another one is Royal Vintage by Micallef. And I mean the old style bottle, the round silver bottle. People say it smells, and I can see that it smells like Aventus, but it's all that I wanted Aventus to be. So it has this very prominent fruitiness, but this is rather a non-distinct fruitiness. And the cedar wood gives it like this very aromatic, woodsy, foresty greenness. It's kind of spacious and airy. It has a very like natural, outdoorsy character, but at the same time I think this fragrance has a very casual chic to it. So this is definitely like an everyday scent, very easy to wear, but it's definitely not like a hoodie and sweatpants fragrance. It has more refined vibe to it. I don't want to overthink this fragrance. It's simply pleasant and I love it, and I would totally wear it, and I wear it sometimes, yes. I want to try the new formulation. I hope I like it, or otherwise I will have to hunt down the old formulation, the old bottle. It's beautiful. Next one is Interlude Black Iris Man from Amouage. This bottle is just stunning. So this is a flanker from 2020 of the legendary Blue Beast. But as I really struggle with the original Interlude because it has that oregano, slightly pissy quality to it that I cannot stand, everything from that was bothering me in the original Interlude is taken away from Interlude Black Iris. It's more smooth, it's more rounded, more polished. But I don't get any iris in it, to be completely honest. I don't consider it an iris scent. It has richness and complexity, it's kind of resinous, but it also has some sweet, almost fruitiness to it. I don't know what that is. It's blended seamlessly, so it's very difficult to take it apart and to talk about individual notes. I can't do that with this fragrance. For me, Interlude Black Iris is a beautiful going out evening scent that is suitable both for men and female, and I think depending on your vibe and depending on your energy, this scent will bring out either femininity or masculinity, and all these fragrances actually do that. So on a man it will bring out the masculinity, and on a female it will just add to this like slightly quirky, cocky sassiness. With this one you have to be kind of cautious about the application because it's really strong, it projects, it's still a beast. And it's definitely not like an everyday or office scent, so mind that. So the last, but certainly not least, is a fragrance that theoretically shouldn't be here, because it's not marketed as a masculine scent, and I mean New York Intense by Nikolai. And and why it shouldn't be here, but it's here. I think this is a masterpiece of a fragrance. In my book, this is the most beautiful masculine scent. But weirdly enough, I love wearing it myself. I feel totally comfortable wearing it. And I don't feel like I'm not in my own shoes when I wear it. But at the same time, I think there is no better fragrance for a dude than this. But it does have a strong masculine feel. Slightly mature and vintage. Recently I wore it to work, and my friend said that I smell like her grandma's cologne, which I guess wasn't a compliment, but do I care? No. I keep wearing it, and I recorded a video about this, a separate video about this, so if you're interested in more detail about the fragrance, then check the video out. So that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed. I would like to know, if you're a female reviewer, if you feel like recording a similar video, please do. But I also am dying to see if there are any men that love to wear fragrances that are marketed for men, for women, that have some femme or female in the name, or that it can be found in the female section. I'm really, really curious. So feel free to record a video similar to this. I would love to see it. Thanks for watching. See you next time.